Okay, moving on to the Red Sox. Red Sox are the Red Sox are in a tough spot right now. Really tough spot. I mean, maybe not as tough as the Blue Jays or the Orioles because at least the Red Sox have something to dream on for next year, but they got to figure out what to do with Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts is a problem right now. If they can't extend him, and I've thought about this a lot because I think about these things a lot. I think about team building. I think about game theory a lot. If they can't re-sign him, I don't know that it doesn't make the most amount of sense to trade him. I know that almost sounds blasphemous. I mean, we're talking about maybe the second best player in baseball, maybe third, depending on how you view a few other guys, like Christian Yelich. I mean, Mike Trout is obviously number one, but he's up there. He's certainly up there. He's up there with the best in baseball. And if you do trade him, you have to get back a piece that's going to allow you to still compete. But here's my argument for trading him. You only have one more year of control. And if you keep him and you try to compete next year and it doesn't work out, then you're going to lose one of the most valuable pieces in baseball and you're not going to get anything back. So if you can't extend him, I think you have to trade him. But one of the great things about trading a guy like that is that Mookie Betts is going to destroy the surplus value model. I'm a huge advocate of the surplus value model. WAR per year minus the dollars that they're owed times the years that they're controlled. Basically, that's the surplus value model. Right now, I would say Mookie Betts about 1 year of control. You could project him out for 7 more in 2020. And was he going to make about $20 million? According to that model, he's probably worth about $45 to $50 million in surplus value, which is a top 20 prospect, basically. I think you could get maybe $125 million for Mookie Betts, which is the number one prospect in baseball plus some change. It really is. I mean, $120 million in surplus value that's a lot. I mean, that could take, since the Red Sox are competing, they wouldn't take it all back in prospect capital, but you could get back 2 top 100 prospects plus a legitimate major league contributor, a 3-win player. I firmly believe that you could get that back. Maybe one that's controlled for multiple years if you find the right team. If you find the right team that is looking to compete this year, you could find that team. You could find a team that'd be willing to give you 2 top 100 prospects plus a 3-win player for Mookie Betts because he's that good. That's the good news. I think he would shatter the surplus value model. I really do. The thing about the Red Sox is that they have a terrible farm. So, this is the problem with trying to compete next year. They don't have any money, really, to work with. They don't have any prospects, really, to work with. There aren't any obvious ways for them to significantly add to this roster. If they're going to add to it significantly, they're going to have to get really creative. They're going to have to figure out a way to maybe move David Price's contract. They're going to have to figure out a way to maybe move Nathan Eovaldi's contract. Last offseason, I said that Eovaldi contract was the worst contract I've seen signed in 5 years. I stand by that. I don't believe that much in Eovaldi. I didn't think his 2018 season was anything to really write home about. I thought he was going to get overpaid. He did, and the Red Sox were the unfortunate team to end up doing that. And now they're going to have to get creative to move those guys. That may mean attaching a significant piece to them in order to do that. These guys aren't valueless, but you're going to have to send something for someone else to take them. Whether that's money to offset the contract, whether that's prospects, but it feels like that's kind of necessary if you want to add to this team. If you want to upgrade pitching, if you want to upgrade, your lineup or whatever. It feels like you're going to have to move some money. The bullpen. Does anyone really think that this team, as it stands right now, JD Martinez just opted back in at like $21 million or something like that? Does anyone feel like this team is a World Series contender with the roster that they have right now? Because I don't. Not with the Yankees and the Astros breathing down their neck. Not with the Rays doing what they're doing. Not with the Twins looking really good. The Indians are still kind of a thing. The Athletics aren't bad. I don't see this team as being better than any of those teams. I really don't. I think right now the Red Sox are the 7th best team in the AL, and I think they're firmly the 7th best team in the AL. And if they don't add, I don't see them winning a World Series. And if they're not going to win a World Series, then why keep Mookie Betts? Maybe you could move some of that money in a Mookie Betts trade and get back significant value and have more money to add more value. I just don't think it makes any sense to try to compete with Mookie Betts next year only to see him walk in free agency and you get nothing except a draft pick for the qualified offer. I don't see it. So, Red Sox, you're in a tough spot. If you disagree with me on that, if you do see a path towards competing, let me know in the comments because it's tough for me right now.